I'm Sanji B, and we are here in the kitchen with my handsome husband. Today is a special edition of In the Kitchen. We are in our kitchen, and we are talking about this season. You know, I always do references to food, but tonight or today or whenever you're watching this, we're talking about the season that we're living in. And I would like my husband, Owens Daniels, to introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. I'm Owens Daniels. I do bold, innovative, and creative portraiture, documentary, contemporary art. I'm also the face behind ODP Art and Design, which is based here in Winston-Salem. And as a creative, I'm just speaking out about what's going on in my environment around me and how I feel as an artist that I have a need to say something about my environment so that long after I'm gone or this generation passed away, there's a document of through art what was that day like. So Sanji, we're married. I think that's the first thing that a lot of people are finding on. I'm trying to work it out. I'm trying to stay married. She ain't helping. She ain't working with me on this. I'm just making sure that when you got the tape. But I think one of the things that a lot of people are finding different or interesting right now is reintroducing themselves to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of us got 8-hour, 12-hour, 16-hour days where you get up, you brush your teeth, you make a cup of coffee, you get in the car, you drive away, you do whatever it is you're doing while you're away, you come back, you take a shower, you eat something, you mention something about the day, that person mentions something about their day, the day comes to an end, and you're back in bed, and this hamster cage goes over and over and over and over. Kids grow up, parents get older, cars, they break down, things need to be replaced, and it's just a cycle of just that same cycle. But one thing I find that we do get away from is the center. That center could be the relationship. That center in that relationship, it could be a friendship, it could be a loveship, it could be marriage, it could be parenting. You know, that center contains a lot of things. It could be physical, it could be spiritual, it could be health, it could be security and control. That center contains a lot of things. And our orbits of work and all the things we have to do, we fling ourselves further and further and further away. And life just has a way of coming back and flinging us back toward the center. And that's what I mean by we reintroduce ourselves to each other.
Yeah, because I read somewhere that you actually just spend 2 to maybe 4 hours with each other during the day because you spend the majority of your time at school or at work. I know that with our routine is we wake up in the morning, we get up, take the dog out in the car, I'm at work, come home, we eat dinner, and we talk about our day. We may watch the news, we're in bed. So I guess it's about, for us, it'll be about 2 hours. 2 hours. So now we're doing a balancing act. And it's funny because, as you can see, me and Owens are different. I mean, I'm just winging it. He has notes, PowerPoints, and he has a flip chart. Click, click, click. But no, that's not me. I'm excited. This goes on 24 hours a day. I'm very animated, and I always tell him, you know, every year, I'm like, hey, it only gets worse. And with our daughter home, I'm trying to address the situation. When I get stressed, I get more sillier. And they're being calm in the room, and I'm running through the hallways with the dog, and Jayla has a sign up that's saying, I'm in class, I'm in session, and what she's doing behind the door is hilarious to me because I have a third comedic eye, and I'm laughing, and she's really getting upset, so I'm causing tension in my home, and today it just boiled over. And like you were saying about reintroducing, Jayla's a grown woman. So I'm still thinking that she's a child, but she's an adult. So today it just boiled over. She was upset with me. And then she had a long talk. It was woman to woman talk. And then now I have a schedule. Balancing act, especially for me. And I know it is for you.
I've been inconvenienced. I've been wounded. I've shown to have clay feet in these times. So I'm not going to be the same person. As a creative, how do I balance having something creative to say about this pandemic without giving the impression that I'm not taking this seriously? As a creative, what is it that you have to offer to your community? What is it what value right now today with coronavirus, pandemics, and all these things? You're not bread, you're not toilet paper, you're not paper towels, you're not milk and eggs. What do you have to offer as an artist? What do you do? What value do you have? And I thought long and hard about it. And the thing that I came up with is, as creatives, we are valued because we can offer ourselves. That's what we do. We're not doctors. We're not lawyers. We're not toilet paper. We're not other things in your life that has a function. But our function is to make your day a little bit better, whether it's music, whether it's a piece of art, whether it's entertainment, whether it's sports. That person's gift, that person's value is in the thing that they've been given to do. And as an artist, I'm to create work that enhances your life. I'm to share myself with you. I'm not to go out and find a cure for cancer. I'm not to go out and build buildings. I'm not to do other things that other people have been given those gifts to do. I am to give my gift back to you to make your life a little bit more comfortable. I've been given a gift to make your life enhanced. And that's what an artist does. Also, as an artist, I am to capture the world around me, which means that whether I paint something or whether I photograph it, but I'm to bring it all together and then offer it back to you. We are the ones who create the family photo albums of the world, not just our families, but the world. What I decided as a creative that I can do is create. And this coronavirus is reminding us that we're not as busy as we think we are. We like to think that we are. We like to think we got a job, we got to go to school, we got to do all these other things. But in reality, life is stripping us back down to you need to be busy with the things that count.
Yeah, with the things that count. Now, I have to disagree with you on saying that we're not busy. I think we have over busied ourselves in our lives because, as you were saying, Corona has stripped everything back. Because I look at parents now. The kids go to school. They go to school. After school, they have soccer practice. After soccer practice, they have violin practice. It's all this driven thing making the kids these super kids. And then they go on social media and then they see that, okay, their friend is taking tap dancing lessons. So now they got to play soccer, they got to play violin, they got to play guitar, they got to have singing lessons. Now they got to learn how to dance. They got to dance like Michael Jackson. So now they go into dance lessons. So on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, instead of them being themselves, they're going to salsa lessons because, little Susie can sing, dance, tap, play piano, play the guitar, and she's going to Purdue in the summer or something. So I think now it has caused us to look at, just like what you were saying, to look at the real deal. What is important? What is really important? Time with your family. Walking, just really having no place to go but just walking.
As a creative, how do you balance your life? How do you balance these times? I believe, and it's just my belief, if you're an artist, you do art things. What that means is if I'm a photographer, I'm going to find a way to take pictures. I'm not going to sit around and wait till the pandemic passes. I'm not going to sit around and wait till the sun is good or whatever it is. I am going to find a way to practice. I'm going to find a way to take pictures. If I was a painter, I will find a way to take and paint things. That's because that my actions say to the world who I am. You don't have to ask me who I am. You can just look at what I'm doing and it'll tell you who I am. So what I decided to do was a couple of things.
Yes.
One, I decided to take a mannequin to the streets of Winston-Salem. And I wanted to document what social distancing looks like. I did that one day, and then I took the mannequin at night because the city is shutting down, and I call it the body of work shutting down. And I put the mannequin in the middle of the street, or I put it against a building. I put it in places where there's nothing but a lot of space and nobody's there. And it gives you the impression, and you can start seeing the shutting down of a human being. And then finally, the mannequin had fell apart it fell down in the middle of the street, and the arms came off and the legs came off. But my point is, be creative. That's your balance. The other side of it is, there's 10 things that I think that I found that we all can do as a creator. And I'm going to give you those 10 things. The first thing I found that I needed to do was stop. And what does stop mean? That means I had to stop talking to myself. I had to stop talking inside of my head. I had to stop talking, really just repeating all of the news broadcasts, all of the work conversations, all of the negativity around me. It may be very good information, but it started to play old reels in my head. What I noticed was I wasn't stopping and talking about when I was a young man in the military and I had just left the United States at 17 years old, and I lived in Germany for 20 years, and I survived that. I didn't talk to myself about my victories. I only talked to myself about my defeats or the battles that I thought I was still in. So the first thing I learned to do is just stop. And whatever that stop is for you, you know what it is. The second thing is, as a creative, breathe. Allow yourself the opportunity to breathe. Just let it all out. Go in the woods and scream. Set your hair on the fire and run down the street.
What is that?
But you need to breathe because we're all wound up. We're all bound up. We're all full of tension. And what we don't do, you can call it yoga, you can call it whatever you want. We just don't let it out. So breathe. Number 3, remember and review. When you review, sit down and review with yourself. Love, not just the people around you. Something drives you, something makes the passion. Go and review that thing. So, again, remember and review. Number 4, step into the now. Step into the moment right now. Right now, you're eating. Right now, you're sleeping. Right now, you have an opportunity to talk to people you didn't talk to. I called a friend the day that I hadn't talked to in a while. We talked about photography and that type of thing. But it really felt good to be in the now. I know that the state is shut down. I know that people are losing. I know all of those things, but they are not always my now. My now was today when I was in the studio and there was a certain lighting technique that I wanted to produce, and I have been working really hard at that. And my now came when I got that lighting technique down. I went from understanding that light technique to knowing that light technique. So you want to step into the now. Number 5, you want to start learning something. Learn all you can now, because when the pendulum swings back to the opposite way, all of the life experiences that you have, all of the knowledge and the wisdom that you're going to have, life is going to put you in a position where you're going to have to use all of it. As in my case, as a photographer, all the things I know about posing and light and equipment and all these things, there are going to be so many commissions that come. There are going to be so many jobs that come. There are going to be so many opportunities that's going to come my way that I did not take the time to learn. Therefore, I don't have anything to give. But because I'm taking the time to learn, I spend 6 hours a day, 6 hours a week in the studio learning. 6, share. Share your work, share your passion, share yourself. Enough said about that. Number 7, focus. Focus on who you are as a creative and what do you have to say as a creative. Focus. Focus laser sharp on who you say you are. If you say you're a singer, focus on being a singer. If you say you are a photographer, focus on that. Bear your whole attention on your purpose. Bear your whole attention on your destiny. Don't look left and don't look right. Focus laser sharp on that thing. Throw your whole self at it and it will give back to you. Number 8, reimagine yourself. This is an opportunity that you can be anything or anybody you want to be. Number 9, brand yourself. This is an opportunity to reintroduce yourself, but brand yourself.
Do something. It doesn't necessarily have to be perfect, but do something.
In my case, I became branded as a visual artist because I took a naked mannequin around the streets of Winston-Salem. I took a toilet around Winston-Salem. And I took these portraits and I make these things. That's reimagining yourself and branding yourself.
Yes.
And number 10 is the most important thing that you can do. Do it. This is the most important thing that you can do right now. If you say who you are, because one good thing about this virus, it's proven that tomorrow is not promised. So whatever it is that you want to do,
do it.
Do it.
Let's say it again.
Do it.
Do it.
These are the 10 things I can suggest to you as a creative to do. Again, I'm Owens Daniels of ODP. You can check my work out at www.owensdaniels.com. Again, just popping in saying, hey, everything is going to work out for you, but as a creative, these are 10 things that you can do.
Okay. Guys, thank you so much for watching it and listening to us share about this season. Remember to follow us on Instagram and also remember to subscribe at YouTube. Click the bell, ding ding,